Whether you're a veteran player or you just started playing Minecraft, I'm sure you're familiar with the zombie. It's one of the most common and most iconic mobs in the game, but it's also one of the weakest. So I think it's time we give them a little bit of an upgrade. Today, I'm going to be showing you all how you can add your very own special zombies to your Minecraft worlds. That means as you play the game, zombies will have a random chance of gaining special abilities like speed, strength, and even a health boost, making them a lot more interesting to fight. So let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into the tutorial. So first things first, before we place down any command blocks and type anything in, there is a little bit of setup we need to in order for this to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our chat and you want to type in the following command that I do here. /scoreboard objectives add spawn dummy. Just like that. Now, of course, you don't have to call your spawn. If you want to follow along with the video, keep it like this. But if you want to change the name, feel free to do that. Next thing, we're going to hit enter, of course. I've already set this up, so I'm not going to do that. But once you've done that, the next step to do is add the 3 values under the scoreboard. So if you look on the right side of my screen, I've got 3 here called threshold, random, and tick. Now, in order to actually add those values, we want to type in this command. /scoreboard players add threshold, spawn, and then 0. Now, if you want to call yours something different other than threshold, you can do that. And if you've called your objective something different other than spawn, just replace spawn with the name of your objective. Now, once you do that, you're going to press enter, and it'll say added 0 to spawn for threshold or whatever you called it. Mine is set to 200. Don't worry about that. We'll get to that in a little bit. Now, we're going to repeat the same command for the other 2 values, but instead of writing threshold, we're just going to change that with the name for the other values. So it should look exactly like this for random. If we hit enter, same thing. And for tick, we're just going to replace the word random with tick, just like this. Hit enter, same output. So as you can see, we really don't need that many command blocks for this to work. These 3 right here are responsible for giving the zombies their special effects like speed, strength, health boost, and this line right here actually turns the zombies into special zombies at random times. So honestly, this is a super small system, really easy to set up, and it shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes. With that being said, let's get on to the first set of command blocks. Okay, first things first, we're going to get ourselves a repeating command block. Place it down, make sure you remember the direction this arrow is pointing. We are going to be attaching more to this later. Once you've done that, go into the command block, set it to repeat and always active. Mine's on these redstone so I can turn it on and off, but make sure you have this set to always active to ensure it runs constantly. Inside the command block, we're going to type in /scoreboard players add tick spawn 1. Now, you don't need to include the slash, it's optional. I like to not do it, it just takes up less space, but if you want to, that's totally fine. Next, what we're going to do is grab a chain command block and place it coming out of the repeating command block, just like this. The arrow should be pointing in the same direction. This one is going to be set to unconditional and always active. Inside this command block, we want to type in /execute if score tick spawn greater than equals threshold spawn run scoreboard players random RNDM, so the random value that we've created for our scoreboard, and then spawn 1 3. Now, this might sound really confusing. If you need to slow down, just pause the video and come back once you're done. But don't worry, I'll explain this all once we get to the end of this line. Next, we're going to place down another command block coming out of this, same direction, and we're going to set it to chain, unconditional, and always active. Here, we want to type in execute if score tick spawn greater than equals threshold spawn run scoreboard players set tick spawn 0. Now all this is doing is just checking if our tick is greater than the threshold, and then it's just resetting it back to 0. Super simple. Next, same thing, chain command block coming out of this, set it to unconditional always active, and here is the command. Execute if score RNDM spawn matches 1 run tag at R, and then in square brackets type equals zombie add speed. Right, just like that. Next, we're gonna place down another chain command block chain, always active, unconditional, same stuff. In here, we want to type in execute if score RNDM spawn matches 2, run tag at R, square bracket, type equals zombie, close the square brackets, add strength. And then in the next one, same stuff, same settings. We're going to repeat the same command, but this time we're going to check if it matches 3, and instead of adding the tag of strength, we will add the tag of health. Other than that, the command is the exact same. And then finally, we have this command block right here, same stuff, chain, unconditional, always active. And we're going to do execute unless score RNDM spawn matches 0, run scoreboard player set RNDM spawn 0. Now, that might have sounded a bit confusing, and it kind of is, but once I break this down and explain it, it'll seem a lot simpler. So this block right here, the repeating command block, it's just setting our tick to go up. As you can see, if I turn this on the right side of the screen, the tick number begins to go up super fast. This block is checking if our tick is greater than or equal to the threshold, so 200. If it matches that or it's greater, we want to set the random value anywhere between 1 to 3. Now, this next block just checks if it's greater than or equal to the threshold, and then resets tick back to 0, which will let the system loop. These three right here check for different values on the random. So this one checks for 1, this checks for random if it's 2, and this checks for 3. And if it does equal that number, these will tag a random zombie in the world with their respective tags, so speed, strength, and health. And then this final block right here just resets the random value back to 0. So really super simple. And if you ever want to add more to this, all you're going to do is move this block further, and instead of setting random between 1 to 3, you're going to set it between 1 to however many types of zombies you want. So if you have 5, just set it from 1 to 5 instead of 1 to 3. And then right here with these 3 blocks, we're just going to copy this command and change the matches 3 to 4, then 5, then 6, however high you want to go. And instead of adding the tag of health, just add a different tag of whatever you want. So if I wanted to add a 4th one here, for example, I'd place another command block dial, put in the whole command, and instead of matches 3, we'd set this to matches 4, and say I want it to be invisible. I could add the tag of invis or something like that. So pretty simple. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as possible. With that being said, now let's move on to actually giving the zombies their special effects. Okay, as you can see, really simple. Literally only takes a single command block to give the zombies their effects. In terms of the actual block itself, we just want to set to repeat, unconditional, and always active. And for the command, we want to type in effect at E, and then in square brackets tag equals speed, or whatever other tag you've chosen, like in my example invis. Then we want to type in the effect we want to give to the zombie, so in this case it's speed. Next up, it's the duration. Make sure you set this anywhere between 15 and 20 seconds. If you keep it anywhere below 10, for some reason effects like health boost and other stuff like that won't work properly. Just make sure this is anywhere higher than 15. Then we have the amplifier. I have this set to 1. And then show particles, which I've set to false. If you want to keep those on, feel free to do that and set it to true. Next, we have the same command, but instead of checking for the tag of speed, we want to do tag equals health. We affect them with health boost with an amplifier of 4. And then finally, for the strength zombie, we check for tag equals strength, give them strength 1 for 20 seconds. Now, with that being said, we are done, but do not click off the video yet. There is one more thing we need to do, otherwise this system will not work properly. So if I fly all the way out there, or like anywhere else, and unload these chunks, these command blocks will stop running, meaning they just won't work anymore, and the system will break. Now, in order to fix this, we need to use the ticking area command, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now. Okay, so setting up the ticking area. This is actually really simple. All we gotta do is find somewhere around the center of your build. Mine looks to be about here. So we just need to drop down and look straight down at the block we're standing on. Now in your chat, you want to type in /ticking area, add circle tilde 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 4, and then the name of your taking area. I'll just call mine zombie, for example. Now it should look something like this. Make sure everything's the same except the name. You don't have to call your zombie, you can call it whatever you want. But once you've done that, hit enter, and as you can see, it has created a new taking area. Now if you look at the chat, the chords do not line up with where I've actually created this. It says it's been created at 80-24, and these chords are 11-101-21. So once you've made your taking area, just make sure you fly out and double check that this works. If it doesn't work, come back and remove your taking area, and then just create it again and double check to make sure it does work. So to remove your taking area, all you want to do is type in /taking area remove, and then the name of your taking area. So just like that. Mine is called zombie, so I type in zombie. If I hit enter, it has removed the taking area. And with that being said, that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content just like this, feel free to like and subscribe. It helps out a ton, lets me know you enjoy these videos, and brings us one step closer to my goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. Anyways, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all in the next one.